Welcome back. So this is not Athens right now. This is Salt Lake City, the Gateway. And I'm just going to kind of use this as background when I fill you guys in on kind of what happened with Speed Week this year. So kind of bring it all the way back. I had plans to do Spartanburg and Athens, and I was going to fly out of Southwest Florida. And I was on my trainer Friday afternoon, got a text message or an alert saying that my flight has been delayed / canceled, and to call American Airlines for further review. So went ahead, hopped off my trainer, gave them a call, and they told me they had staffing issues. So they were unable to do the flight that I had planned, but they could get me on another flight that would get me in Greenville later on that afternoon. So this is all Friday, the day of Spartanburg. So they were going to have me fly from Southwest Florida to Texas to like 3 other airports, and then finally get me into Greenville around 3:30 in the afternoon. Totally not going to happen. They lose my bag after 1 connection. I don't know how it would have even made it 4 connections without being broken into a million pieces or just not even showing up. So really, there was nothing I could do at that point. So I had to go ahead and can the dreams of doing Spartanburg, and bought a ticket with Delta for Saturday morning. Flew out at 6 a.m. and we made it happen. So Gateway was a bust. Crashed out corner 1. Everybody knows that. So going into Athens, I was pumped. So I came off of a bad race in Birmingham. Just had a lot of questions about my racing and, you know, everything that goes along with it. So definitely, if you haven't checked out the Birmingham video, I'll put the link up here. Check it out. Kind of goes over my struggles with racing. But back to Athens. So like I said in the Birmingham video, I got rid of Instagram. I got rid of social media for the whole week leading up into Athens. I really just focused on what I wanted to do here, and I wanted to have a good race. So show up, you know, I flew out of Florida I woke up at like 3:30 in the morning, got to the airport for a 6 a.m. flight, got to Athens around 10 o'clock in the morning. Did a light spin with some of the teammates, had some lunch, went back and tried to take a nap as best I could. But of course, you're just pumped. You're ready to race. You're excited. All the endorphins are going crazy. Went down, got my number, got pinned up. The next thing you know, it's 2 hours till race time. So, really, this race, so they did a new course this year. And I don't think it's a new course. It's an old course that they brought back, and it had a hill in it. It had another hill in it, and then it had a really steep downhill into a hard left turn, and then back up into the climb again to the finish. So when I did it in 2019 as a Cat 2 as an amateur, the amateur finals, it was on this flat course that was really just fast. The corner 1 was a nightmare, but the course itself was relatively easy. This course I knew was going to be just unbelievable. So going into this, we had 130 racers sign up for this, and I think only, I don't want to spoil how many finished, but not a lot. So I wanted to be aggressive. I wanted to stay up front. I knew there was going to be crashes, and I knew just a lot of people on a course with a climb and a lot of energy. Everybody wants to do good at Athens. It's the biggest race of the year. It's on the hardest course I've ever done as a crit racer, and with the best fans. So Everybody wants to be at the front. Unfortunately, not everybody can be at the front, especially when you have like Legion at the front and this other team just drilling it and keeping the pace so high. It was really hard to make my way up. I started at the front of the pack, shortly ended up at the mid-pack, and I was really comfortable there. I found a good spot. A couple people passed me here and there, but I would always try to make up those spots that I lost within the turns or on the climb. So every time I passed the team owner, Joito, I would hear him scream, "You have to move up, you have to move up." And I was like, oh man, I'm so comfy though. It's like really comfortable right back in here, so I really don't want to just yet. But every lap, move up, move up, move up. Finally, we did end up having a crash that neutralized the race. And, you know, this happened in 2019 with me for the amateur finals. So to bring it back, that year, we had a really bad crash in turn one with like 2 laps to go. I was in a breakaway with another guy, and I was feeling great. They neutralized the field, and some people got really messed up, so they ended up like having us sit around for, I would say, 40 minutes, 30 to 40 minutes we sat and waited to restart the race. And when they tried to figure out how they were going to restart the race, it was like a gap that wasn't so big that we could guarantee be like a winner, but it was, big enough that, we could have won. So finally, the judges decided, I think they were going to do 5 laps to go, and they threw us back in. And a lot of people joined back into the race that were already dropped. So what we had was everybody that was sitting around for 30 minutes get 5 laps left to win the amateur finals. And it was pure chaos. So they blow the whistle and we all go, and these people are just gassed, and we're going mid-30s the entire time. Kid in front of me, I think he was a Cat 4 at the time, he hooked his bars onto barriers, went down, and I hit the ground so hard. I just went up and over, see you later, right onto my shoulder blade. So that was my last Athens experience. This time, as you see right now, I finally was like, okay, I got to move up. So I just took up like 10 spots on this climb. And that's what's nice about having a course like this, is that you're not spinning out. I am spinning out because I got a terrible gearing on my bike, and I got to figure that out. But you can make moves. You're not going 35 miles an hour chewing your stem, hoping to God it slows down so you can move around 2 spots, or you have to take these crazy risks in the corner to get up 2 spots, and then you have, someone dive bomb and take 4 spots, So it's that climb is really beneficial, and the speeds were kept high, but I knew, okay, every lap there's little gaps opening up. Try to close those 1 or 2 gaps that were opening, and then when it would slow down, I would just go, okay, I need to take 7 spots at this point. And I was feeling great at this race. The mind was there mentally, the legs were there. It was a little bit different type of a race than I'm used to, so it wasn't the typical 70-minute crit. It goes by laps here at Athens, so they did 80 laps, which turns out to be like an hour and 45 minutes. So a little bit longer race, and I knew nutrition was going to be a big part into this crit. And I had my bottles. Unfortunately, I don't really eat a whole lot of gels. I'm really bad about putting nutrition into my body while racing. I barely even drink water. But I made a point in this race to continue to drink my amino rip hydration and keep my body fueled in hopes that I could have, made an effort to make something happen in this race with a good result. So I've been kind of locked behind this butcher box guy for a couple laps now, and I'm sitting really comfortably here, and I'm probably 20 back from the start of the race, like from the front. You had Justin Williams pull off right there. He was done at that point. And this course ate up a lot of very talented racers. Very talented. I would say within the first 15 minutes, the field was almost cut in half, I would think. And then, right here, little gaps open up. And then you ask, okay, you're going to burn that match to go around, or you're going to hope that he closes it. Thank God he ended up closing this gap. But that's kind of what you were dealing with this whole race. You would come around the corner, little micro gaps would open, and they would grow into something like that's questionable. Is that, do you burn your match to go jump that one dude, or do you really gamble and hope that maybe he is doing that because he wants to take his comfortable line through the corners without having to brake? Because there was a lot of braking going on into these corners, especially turn 3 going down into the death hay bales. So it was really like, it was a gamble every time. Swung really far right here, and this is when I decided I was going to make my move all the way up to the front of Sebastian. It was either this lap or the following lap. I said I have to get up front. He was sitting like third, fourth wheel the entire race, sitting pretty. I think it's next lap I end up making the move. And I want to talk about like the mistakes I made when I made that move, because there definitely was some mistakes. And these were all mistakes that unfortunately, like, you don't want to learn at Athens, and you don't want to learn during the USA CRITS. And this is, going back to me being a beginner at this level, it sucks to make these mistakes. And I'm really, really hard on myself because, here I am. Boom. I made my way up. Sebastian's right there on my right. Got one guy passing me here. Sebastian goes up with him. And then I'm like, okay, I made it to the front of the race. Now sit and be there. Of course, I don't know how to sit and just enjoy the race. I have to do something crazy to either blow the race apart or make my stamp on it. So that's what I did. I sat in for like a lap or two, kind of rested, and then I was like, I'm going to end up at the front. And the question is, there's already a breakaway up the road with Legion. Do I just string this race out in hopes that, we can get a second breakaway going? Or do I just sit on and be content with riding the front of the race and sit there for another 35 minutes, 40 minutes, and get a decent placement at this race? So those are the kind of things that were going on in my head. Well, my heart was ticking away at 180 beats per minute. If you notice, I'm pushing almost like 700 to 1100 watts on every climb right here. So you really gotta, there's specific workouts that help you with those, and you got to make sure you're on top of those 30-30s, those dirty 30s. So yeah, I'm sitting on my teammate's wheel, take the inside on him. I don't know why I took the inside on him. I'm kind of like sitting out in the wind right now. I feel like I wanted to be in front of him to be like, yo, I'm here, just chill, but he was like chilling the whole race, so I don't know what I was thinking. But this is what kind of turns me into being able to make a move off the front. And I'll tell you, being at the front going through this turn, so much more comfortable. It is smooth as butter. You just take your line. Everybody takes their line. You don't have to worry about all the clutter and the braking. It's like, this is why everybody wants to be at the front of a bike race, is right here. So, okay, Justin, you could have continued sitting on. You were comfortable, but you want to do something important at Athens. So I went ahead, hit the gas to the top, went up and over. So right now I'm going pretty ham. Got people chasing me. Everybody else is chasing them. It's strung out like a string bean right now. So I come around this corner and I was like, okay, got this other little incline. I'm going to continue, hit it again, take this corner, and I'm pretty sure I would hit it again and go up and over. And I knew the counterattack was going to come. I mean, of course there's going to be a counterattack, but that was like the perfect scenario, because when they counterattacked me, it set up an opportunity for a smaller break to go up to the road to in turn lap the field with Legion and give my teammate Sebastian a better opportunity for placement in the race. So what I did blowing myself up was not wasted. Yeah, I didn't finish the race. I made it 49 minutes or something, but I made an impact in the race. And that was, I was really hard on myself. And I was like, well, Justin, why didn't you just sit in? And a lot of my teammates said, you know, what you did helped the team and you should be proud. So that stuck with me. You know, it's not all about just individual results. When you're on a team at this level, it's about team results. And it's really important to remember that as a team player, team results. So right now, I sat up. Everybody's chasing. My race is over. I did my job. I'm coming back next year. Athens full gas. Let's do it. Thanks for watching. If you haven't, please subscribe to my channel. Like this video. Let me know in the comments if you enjoy them. They take time out of my day, so I love making them, but, you know, subscribe. Thanks for watching. I appreciate it.